Good morning.
Hello, and welcome back to News, where we base our news on news. In today's news update, I am here to tell you it's Sunday, Holy Sunday, which we are going to be teaching your kids about the Bible from Grow a Garden, since this generation is ruined and the game is kinda popular. I also didn't get my notebook, which has all the words I have to say, so I'm freestyling. Anyways, enjoy your Bible class with Mr. Realjimmyjim from a very educational app called TikTok.
After Earth was formed, God created Adam, the very first human. He gave Adam dominion over everything, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, but as powerful as Adam was, he was still lonely, no one to talk to. One evening, after a long day of naming animals and probably chasing squirrels, Adam went to sleep. God saw this moment as an opportunity to make Adam happy. So he took out a rib and created the perfect companion, Eve. When Adam woke up and saw Eve for the first time, the two got along great. They explored paradise, laughed, and Adam even gave Eve a giant flower. Then God stopped by and gave them one rule. Do not eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge. Simple, right? They both agreed and went about their day. Adam got back to naming animals. Meanwhile, Eve ran into a serpent. This snake wasn't just slithery, he was slick. He told Eve that God was just gatekeeping and insisted she eat the fruit. Eve hesitated. She knew the rule, but the serpent was convincing. Too convincing. So she took a bite, then walked over to Adam and asked him to try it. And just like that, everything changed. Adam realized what he'd done. The boy panicked. He and Eve dove into the bushes thinking a couple leaves could hide them from the creator of the universe. Then suddenly God pulled up and asked where his children were. They had no choice but to reveal themselves. God asked why they were hiding, even though he already knew what happened. They told God that they ate the forbidden fruit. God was not happy. Sin and death officially entered the world that day, and the paradise party was over. Adam and Eve begged for forgiveness, but the damage was done. God banished them from the Garden of Eden and handed them clothes to remind them what they lost. But God wasn't done yet. He turned to the serpent, then summoned thunder from the sky like he was aura-maxing. The serpent froze in fear, trembling. Then God rebuked him on the spot. Then the serpent ran, and as soon as the serpent thought he was safe, after Adam and Eve were sent out of the garden, they began a new life, and soon they had two sons, Cain and Abel. Cain, the firstborn, became a farmer. He worked the soil and took pride in growing fruits and vegetables. Abel, his younger brother, became a shepherd. He cared for flocks and had a soft spot for his animals, especially one prize calf he raised with care. Abel had a cheerful spirit, always doing his best, while Cain often kept to himself. Over time, Cain started getting feelings of jealousy. One day, both brothers brought an offering to the Lord. Cain brought some of the crops he had grown, but they looked like scraps. He didn't even try to get good ones. But Abel went above and beyond. He offered the best of his flock, choosing the healthiest and fattest young calf as his gift to God. He gave it with a sincere heart, and God was pleased. So the two of them were running in circles filled with joy. But from the distance, Cain was watching. For him, he had enough. Jealousy had been growing in him like a beanstalk. So he went over to Abel's little hut and told him they should hang out somewhere just to chill. Little did Abel know this was going to be his last hangout ever. Quickly they made it to no man's land, a dry, quiet place far from everything. Cain was waiting for this moment. He told Abel to look, and while he was distracted, it was too late. Cain took him down. The boy's life was taken away. Cain snuck back inside the garden only to see God appear right in front of his face. He asked where his brother was. Cain tried to act clueless, but God knew everything and was furious. The joy that once filled the land disappeared. A heavy judgment fell on Cain. From that day forward, his harvests would fail, plants would wilt, fruit would rot, and the soil would no longer welcome him. After Cain killed Abel, earth was full of evil. Wickedness ruled the land. God regretted making man on earth, and his heart was full of grief. He decided he was going to wipe out all humans except for Noah and his family. Noah was a jolly boyo. He loved God with all his heart, even when no one did. As Noah went off to buy some seeds until unexpectedly God showed up. He warned Noah of a massive flood big enough to cover the earth. So he told Noah to build an ark, a gigantic boat that would carry Noah, his family, and two of every living creature, male and female. Noah didn't question it. He just nodded and got to work like a good boy. He started off gathering wood for the ark until a group of boys pulled up with fresh fades, loud sandals, and zero respect. They asked Noah what he was doing, and Noah told them that he was making an ark because God was going to flood the world. But they laughed, mocked the poor boy, and called him crazy. Eventually, they left him alone. But Noah kept going, year after year, until finally the ark was done. The same gangsters came back, still talking nonsense, saying he'd trying to make a wannabe Titanic. That's when Noah's wife stepped in. She crashed out. She pressed them and built up so much aura they backed off. And before you know it, all the animals showed up, 2 by 2. Meanwhile, the gangsters, still goofing around, stealing apples like it was snack time. But then, rain. They were startled by the sudden rain, then out of nowhere, God appeared. The gangsters tried to act tough, sizing him up like they had a chance. But nah, they were about to get heavenly humbled. The flood rose and kept rising. The gangsters, cooked. No floaties, no future. Slowly, the tide absorbed the boys into the ocean floor. But for Noah, the ark rose with the water. The flood was so strong, the ark started to spaz out. After many days, Noah released a dove, hoping for a sign. Nothing at first. But one day, it came back with a leaf. Land was near. Noah and his crew started dancing on deck, probably the first ever flood party. After a few more days, the ark gently landed. When they stepped outside, they were shocked. Everything was gone, scattered. But in that moment, God gave them a promise. A rainbow stretched across the sky. It was his covenant. He promised he would never flood the earth again.
So kids hope we all learned a very important lesson today. Also, since your teacher is very busy, we don't have enough videos to teach you guys. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed today's lesson. So you next time. Bye-bye. This is News, tuning out.
Burn the witch! Burn the witch! Burn the witch!
I know a spell to summon cute furry femboys!
Release the witch! Release the witch!